difficult to disagree with anything that you just said there. That was close to a very controversial statement. Let's take a look at these bans, though, because already things are getting weird in this series, right? We've got the Rakan banned away from On. It's one of his like signature picks down in that bottom side. We've got the Twisted Fate being banned away from Angel, who has been playing a similar facilitator role to what we were talking about with Rookie earlier, but the Talia Respect banned away from Rookie as well.
Yeah, Rookie has been having such a great time when he's had his hands on that Talia, so I'm glad to see Weibo ban that one away. Final ban, though, what is it going to be? Because a lot of these bans look more targeted than anything else. It looks like it's going to be the Gnar away from Rich. They just want him off that sort of, safe topside pick. It's definitely something that we've been seeing first pick a lot, but speaking of top laners that get first picked, Gwen is going to be here for Rich in topside, so the Shy going to be able to answer very early on if Weibo want to allow him to, but I expect, the usual things, right? The Viego, the Wukong, both up and available. AD carries as well. Only really the Kalista and the Zeri pinch, so you still have a couple of those other ST options, things like the Lucian there. If Weibo want to lean on that, it's really their choice, but they're going to go towards the Azir super early on for Angel, and I wonder if they're just going to go for sort of like pressure mid laner, high action jungler for SOFM, and then just look to try and play off that pressure from Angel and the mid jungler and try and shift that to a side lane.
Have to see. It's a bit weird to see this much priority on an Azir, right? Not something that we see usually as a first pick on the red side, but Angel, in my mind, one of the best Azirs in the league, like consistently so good on the pick, consistently managing to find plays, and one of the most proactive Azirs. I think that's the biggest difference between Angel and anyone else is he's very willing to fight in the early game with that Azir pick, but the Tahm Kench locked in, denies it from the Photic PP God Tahm Senna combo that is just terrifying to go up against. We'll see if Wanfeng is willing to go for the Senna himself, though.
Okay, so Aphelios Renard, I think that makes a whole bunch of sense. Seems like they are just going to go towards the Senna. I think that's just the most default thing to do, right? When you have the Tahm Kench ready in your pocket. And immediately, Weibo, right? Mid to late game setup is just going to be there. Aphelios Senna, the scaling is absolutely nuts. You're going to have a really strong front line on that Tahm Kench. You're going to be able to farm up. On the opposite side, though, Photic, PP God, Aphelios, Renard, I imagine in my head that they should be able to get a little bit of priority down there, but I think definitely jungle influence is going to be a really, really big thing in this matchup, especially when you talk about Karsa on the V5 side of things, who can, he's very, very unconventional to this day. Yeah. Still, going for really strange level 2 ganks, well, not strange, but like level 2 ganks that you wouldn't see any other jungler in the league go for, it feels like. Things of that nature, very, very strange pathings that just kind of work because you're not expecting that kind of thing to happen. So we'll see what Karsa ends up on. For now, though, jungle bans from Weibo, top side bans towards the Shy for V5, and the Yone ban's also going to come out of their pocket towards Rookie, trying to sort of avoid that matchup, which can definitely be very, very miserable for the Azir.
Yeah, it definitely can. The Yone, not a ban you see often, but in specific situations, like you say, can be valuable. Sejuani take it off the board, as is the Kale. Two of the picks that the Shy is willing to take up into this Gwen. Jack still available, which has been one of those picks that people are willing to take into the Gwen. Perhaps something like a Jace as well. It's something that not necessarily that meta right now, but the Shy is certainly willing to lean in that direction. But you could just go for your jungler now and wait for the last pick for your top.
And that absolutely makes the most sense here, given where you're at in the draft. I think Karsa can just default to the Wukong. If he really wants to, I think it just kind of makes sense, unless they want something a little bit different like the Lee. Yeah, I think Lee could also be okay. But Poppy, also loads of options realistically still there for Karsa. It's more about what V5 really want to round out with. But they want some front line, they want a little bit of damage. And I think any of those champions kind of just fit that bill, and it's towards Rookie as well and what he wants. And it looks like the Ahri is going to be the answer. And we saw all of the jungle hovers. It's really, again, how they feel like they want to play. It seems like something like Lee Sin, Ahri, hypermobile, really easy to play the 2v2. Move down towards top side, bot side or top side. Plenty of flexibility.
To me, this is like a quintessential Karsa Rookie duo, right? You have tons of pick potential, you have tons of ability to be aggressive at the 2v2. And when we saw Karsa and Rookie first linking up at the start of this year, this is one of the combos that, to me, they really set themselves apart from the competition with. They'll be up against the Azir and the Viego, so they should have priority. The Jax we talked about will be locked in for the Shy up in that top side. I feel like this is one of those matchups where, generally speaking, people agree that the Jax has the advantage, but I've seen Gwen win this a few times in the LPL.
Yeah, I feel like it can definitely be very volatile, and that is what I will say. If Gwen gets too big a lead, right, like I think if you start to see a situation where V5 start to put their eggs in the Rich basket when they maybe have a little bit of mid lane priority or time to move up there, then if Rich gets, I don't know, maybe like a level and a half up on the Shy, then yeah, the Jax lane, it just gets a little bit difficult. I feel like the item break points as well are just a little bit awkward. Even if Jax hits that Divine Sunder or the Triforce, the Rift Maker typically is just kind of a bigger spike for Gwen in the 1v1, and also a lot of the time what you'll see is Gwen obviously has a combat summoner. Jax in this matchup can take one of his own as well if he doesn't want to actually have the flash, but it's really up to the Shy and how he feels like that lane can or doesn't want to be played per se. Very volatile, like we said. I'm not sure how both these teams will feel in terms of playing towards that, because when you look towards the bottom side of the map, you've got Senna Tahm Kench on one side, which, you know, you can kind of ignore if you're V5, but also we've seen a lot of, you know, teams pick on that duo time and time again, like we saw Hacker do just literally in the previous game.
Yeah, definitely. You could certainly bully that as a 2v2. We'll have to wait and see, though, if that's what V5 are going to do. I will say, right, we're hyping up the Shy versus Rookie. We're hyping up the support matchup. I'm extremely excited for this jungle matchup. Caster versus SOFM, two of my favorite junglers personally, and two very polarizing junglers, that's for sure, in terms of the way that they play the game. But for me, I'm looking at this game, and if we have to be totally realistic, V5 are a heavy favorite. Like, when you look at the standings, V5, like you said before, only 2 game losses so far this split. They're 9-0, 18-2. Whereas on the side of Weibo, they're 5-4 right now. They are positive, 13-12 in games, right? It's been a much tougher split for Weibo. And V5 are one of these teams that they don't have happy games anymore. They don't mess about in a series. They close things out as fast as they can, and they take everything that they possibly can. So Weibo are really going to have to tighten up their play, because I feel like a lot of the time Weibo are a little uncoordinated, a little messy in their play, and that's exactly what V5 love to prey on.
Oh, absolutely. I think when you're as calculated a team as V5, you see any small opportunity open itself up, and like you say, they just prey on it. They pounce immediately. So Weibo, they're going to have to be on their game today if they want to hope to make this, at the very least, a contestable series. But definitely, you know, at seeding, you look at this roster, you just kind of assume Weibo should be doing good, right? But so far, up, down, not really been the best consistently, and this is definitely the kind of series. I mean, imagine, you know, you have such a turbulent split just to come into the series against V5, the heavy favorites for not just this series, but it feels like, at the very least, the regular split. Most people will have them in the top 2, top 3 for playoffs, and you upset them here. How much that'll do for the confidence as well for the roster.
And let's be honest as well, it's not just about like the standings, and you know, we can talk about all of the things that we usually talk about, but this Rookie versus the Shy, man, this is personal. This is so much more than a normal LPL series. With Rookie having that Ahri as well, you can expect proactivity. I wouldn't be too surprised, especially with that Ignite locked in for Rich, if we see Karsa and Rookie looking towards that top side and trying to play around the Shy, trying to make sure that he can't get this matchup that, as you said, is rightly a volatile matchup. Make sure that that's going the way of Rich, not the Shy.
Yeah, like, absolutely, it can go, like, it is, in theory, a Jax favored matchup, but it's a skill matchup, and it's still, you know, one I feel like if Gwen can get ahead in it, she just kind of continues to dominate. But again, eventually the Jax will kind of get to a point where, for lack of a better way of putting it, he just turns into Jax, right? Counter-Strike turns into like a 5-second cooldown. All of a sudden, you can't auto-attack him very frequently. And yes, a lot of Gwen's damage does come from the snip, but still a lot of percent HP damage baked into the E and all of the auto-attacks. See how Rich decides to play. And like you say, rightfully, whether or not Caster and Rookie look to actually play towards the top side. Now, both these junglers in the mid lane area. Caster, what over the wall.
Angel manages to dodge away. That was really creative from Caster, though. Ward hop over the wall. As you say, there was a ward there, but not spotted. But luckily, Angel plays it correctly, dodges away from the Q, and keeps himself safe. So now it's SOFM's turn to try and get a little creative with it. Doesn't have to be that creative, because Rich is basically under the Weibo tower right now. SOFM is going to want to try and find the stun here. Rich, no flash, remember. He has that Ignite. And so it's an easy first blood for SOFM. He gets his classic Viego that he's already played 16 times this split, and he starts things off beautifully.
It's crazy to think he's played the Viego that many times this split. But I mean, we've spoken a lot about how if the Gwen gets ahead in this matchup, how yes, it can get a bit awkward for this Jax, but still, Jax can kind of come back into the matchup. What happens if the Jax gets ahead? I feel like the obvious answer is the Shy just kind of takes over the matchup. He has the Sheen now, and with that Sheen, the trade you can see are just going to be a little bit heavy-handed towards this Jax side of the matchup. So Weibo can really lean on this if they feel like it. V5, it's not, you know, the end of the world, but it's a matchup where you would like to see the Gwen try and get a little bit ahead now as On goes in. We spoke about
on
him.
the bottom side, PP God's in big trouble here. Ignites on either side, though. Maybe it's On that's in trouble. Uses the shield, though, as SOFM arrives. SOFM being so proactive towards his lanes here. Just going to help Wonfong and On push this one out. Actually goes for Photic. Bit of disrespect from the V5 bottom lane. Punished slightly. But the wave will be pushed in the end. SOFM taking some of that CS. You know, you got a Tom Kench to the bottom side. The perfect lane to tax, says SOFM.
I mean, hell, he got the cleanse out of Photic. So, you know, I'm a jungler. I'm just going to say deserve tax, right? Just pick it up. But realistically, just helping Huang Fang.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself, exactly. You're just going to get them a nice base timer. And they're going to be back on the map first in comparison to PP God and Photic. So, really nice from SOFM. We'll see what more pressure you can put down. Already been so proactive on the opposite side. We need to see a little bit more of that from Casa. I feel when you have this Arya in the mid lane, you always want to try and play around the Arya a little bit at the very least. See what you can get done. But it's just a really tough target in Angel, right? Because it typically just a very difficult champion to dive. He has very small windows to really do it.
Definitely the case. And I want to quickly talk stats as Drake is now live onto the map. Now, Victory 5, as much as they dominate every single game, SFM once again hovering around a lane. He's been really proactive today. Usually you expect teams as dominant as V5 to be like #1 in terms of getting these early objectives. That's really not the case. Like their first Rift 100%, they're 6th in the league. First Drake,
oh my God.
They are down in 11th place. They are much more interested in dominating lanes, but that's not what they're getting right now. As the Shy is going to go down for his triple. That was a big commit. They were just like, you know what? Commit. Sack this way. That's the goal.
But he doesn't care. SOFM's going to get a play, and look how much creeps that Rich is missing here in this matchup. He was already level 5 when he died. I think just because of the way that dying works when you're near creeps, he's still got a little bit of XP as he was dead, but at the end of the day, he's missing all of the gold. He's not actually that far down in CS, all things considered, but a really great dive from SOFM. Level 6 now on the Viego. Caster's down here, taking the drag. He's actually a full level up on Casa, so really doing a great job.
Yeah.
Some of the taxation coming in, giving him that lead. But not only did he get the dive off, and yes, that's being cross-mapped by V5, but he took away some of the jungle camps for himself. So SOFM getting lead to his lanes, but also procuring a lead of his own.
Yeah, and crucially as well, setting the Shy up with a pushing wave. Because that wave all died to the tower, it means now that this blue wave is stacked up, and the Shy can keep this wave in whatever position he likes, and potentially set up for SOFM to come on and visit the top side in a minute or two when that massive wave is close to the tower, setting Rich up to be potentially taken down once again. Heavy trades in this bottom side, though, continue. This Photic PP God definitely finding the advantage, it's fair to say, getting close to taking 2 plates in this bottom side. Not too surprising against the center Tom Kench.
Yeah, center Tom Kench, it can definitely be very oppressive depending on the lane matchup, right? But melee champion, Tom Kench, into Renata, it's just really hard to sort of play around some of the ranges advantage you can find yourself in. And Photic and PP God, we spoke about how they are, you know, one of the most, if not the most aggressive bottom lane duo in the league, doing a great showcase here in this matchup into center Tom Kench. I mean, a lane that they're very familiar with as well. So
I was going to say, they currently have a 100% win rate on center Tom Kench, so I feel like this was a necessary pick away from the side of Weibo, because Photic and PP God, they've played it 5 times, they've dominated 5 times, and you know, I know Forrest is a massive advocate for this on Twitter. The way that that Photic plays the center, like way more farming on a fasting center than you would ever expect, able to get a huge amount of value out from the champion's passive. Casa, though, we talked about SFM moving up towards this top side. Looks like it's going to be Casa to do that this time around. SFM sort of in the area. He's on his red buff. I don't think he'd be able to get here in time if the play does come out from Casa.
No, I actually think it wouldn't be too bad. Shy has the flash and the counter-strike to work with, but they also know SFM's here. It's Weibo that lacked the information, actually, and you could just see a face check.
It's going to be a ward drop down by SFM. Good little dodge. Uses his stealth very cunningly to keep himself safe here. And Rich now has that same position that we talked about for the Shy just not too long ago, right? Where the wave is in an awful position. The Shy really wants to push this in and is more than happy to take a tower shot to trade and try and get damage onto those minions. Rich wards it out. He knows what's going on. He's been here before.
Yeah, he has indeed. Rich just going to clear out the wave here. Could have maybe tried to hold it in a freeze, but it's such a massive wave, and the next one is very, very far away. V5 though, Rookie, I think you could actually see on the minimap, Angel
this is
and
why
Rookie
he's not
had
freezing,
like,
right?
Huh?
This is why Rich isn't freezing, because he knows that we're kicking off the Herald here. I need to be available.
Yeah, 100%. And not only that, you look towards the mid laners as well. Rookie was rotating up towards the top side. Angel, curiously, moving down towards the bottom side, maybe trying to, you know, relieve Photic, not Photic, rather, Huangfang and On of some pressure just by, you know, nature of Fog of War. And with that V5 in a very extended trade, sequence of play end up with the Herald. We'll see what they want to actually do with it. I feel like the answer is probably pretty obvious. You go down towards the bottom side, give Photic first tower. Nice charm by Rookie there onto Angel. Give him a pretty positive trade. But yeah, you want to just try and get the Zevelios ahead at this point. I think for Rich in the top side, his job is, I'm not going to say done, but he's always going to scale relatively evenly in items at the very least to Shy, just given the way that things are going. In the bottom side, though, it's where that advantage is for V5 right now, and I think you just go give him the plates. The other one, of course, spoke about it last series, go towards the mid lane. You've got an Azir there, trying to take down that tier 1, take away that bastion of safety that a tier 1 can provide, can also be a very, very valid option as well.
So what you're saying is they can stick it wherever they like.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Very polarizing opinion, that one. They could use any lane. Certainly an option for Karsa is every lane. We'll have to see which one he ends up going for in the end. 45 seconds on that Drake, though. And crucially, one thing that the Herald is often used for is to buy priority to get yourself into that river to contest these Drakes. So in 40 seconds' time, potentially Karsa could use that in the mid lane just to make sure that him and his team can contest for this second Drake, because it's an Ocean Drake, but crucially, they already got the first Drake. If they can just stack those up, look towards the Soul as a win condition, they'd certainly be happy with that one. This is a hell of a 2v2 here. Devour comes out onto Photic. PP God trying to save his AD carry. But oh wait, what is this lifesteal? Photic is still going. How the hell do they survive that? Now in the mid lane, Karsa goes down. It's a pick for Weibo.
I'm going to be honest. Photic deserves to be dead. How is he alive? In the mid lane, though, it looks like Karsa must have just gone a little bit too far forward. Angel and SOFM punished. I'm sure we'll get a replay of how that skirmish actually unfolded. But now it's SOFM on top of this dragon. And we spoke about how V5 probably wanted to try and get this dragon stack going. Photic kind of throws it away in the bottom side, but also in the mid lane. We'll see exactly what happens. So Karsa lands Sonic Wave, doesn't really connect, and it's Rookie that kind of gets forced back. Karsa, what does he end up doing? Does he just overcommit and get Emperor's Divine? Yeah, it just looks a bit awkward. I feel like he probably wanted to flash forward kick QQ. That's my best guess. Yeah. And just kind of gets interrupted by that Emperor's Divide. A little bit unlucky, I suppose, but I feel like over Egon, I feel like I don't feel like SOFM would have died to that combo. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm underestimating Lee Sin damage, but still, kind of hands over the kill.
Yeah, I don't know. Bit of a weird one. Definitely a bit of a weird one in the replay there. Karsa, I think just basically kind of floundering a little bit. It happens to everyone occasionally. Karsa still a hell of a Lee Sin. Here we go, though. Bottom side, the Herald does come down for Photic and PP God. 2.5 plates remaining. The Herald gets the charge, and that will be the end of the tower. And we all know what happens when Aphelios gets all of those plates. It's a terrifying situation to have to go up against Photic. An absolute monster. I can't believe he survived that last play, but survived.
He didn't deserve it.
He did.
He didn't deserve it. I'm just going to say as is. He should have died. He got devoured, chucked underneath the tower. Still managed to make it out. Red gun lifesteal, man.
I mean, I feel like that play is less of a testament of Photic being a god, right? He pressed Q on the red gun. That was very good. But the real thing is that Senna Top Catch doesn't have damage at this point in the game.
No.
If that play doesn't prove it, I don't know what will.
Yeah, no, not just yet, right? It's going to take a little bit of time for Senna to come online. I will say, despite Photic being really, really fed, I feel like into the likes of, you know, the range of Azir and Senna, once that kind of comes online, he's definitely going to, like, consistently need the correct gun combinations to really do much here. 'Cause I feel like if he ends up, you know, mismanaging guns a little bit awkwardly, or he ends up on guns that just don't really... Effectively, what I'm saying is, if he doesn't have Crescendum and he doesn't have Calibrum, like, a lot, he's going to struggle. I think if he tries to get too close to the Azir, or I mean, just really most of this comp of Weibo. He just kind of runs the risk of getting one shot, but PP God is always going to be able to bait them out quite frequently, so I feel like that's definitely one thing we're going to have to track. On the opposite side, though, we spoke a lot about V5 and how strong they are. I think on the top side, the Shy and SOFM both have their Divine Sunderers, both have that one Iron Spike. It could be something that we get to see them lean on. In fact, they actually have the gold lead right now. They're up 1,000 gold as things stand. So they're actually not doing too bad, all things considered. It's just that Aphelios, it's that looming threat, right?
That's the thing. That's the thing, right? You've got plates on the Aphelios down at the bottom side. That's what's making the gold lead a little closer. But when you remember what happened on that top side, when you remember the kills that SOFM has been stacking up onto Rich and onto Karsa, like, you start to remember that, yes, actually, Weibo did have the advantage in the earlier stages of this game, and that's why they're currently ahead in gold. Next Drake going to come up in 2 minutes' time, but it's their Herald will be up first in 40 seconds. That's next on the chopping block. And I feel like right now, Weibo the ones that are sort of in the driver's seat. But that said, whether or not you move that Aphelios up towards the Herald, is in the mid lane right now. No TP available for either mid laner. And the Shy also no TP. With him in the bottom side, actually, maybe V5 can just waltz into this Herald.
Yeah, potentially. Crucial thing. A couple of resets come in. Angel picks up the Leandries, and that Frostfire comes in for On. So they all have Mythics now. They all picked up their first items. And like you say, I think given the lane assignments we were seeing before this reset, I think they're going to be looking to try and play towards this Herald. It's a little late, and you can see V5 have Rookie on the bottom side, no teleport for Shy.
Oh, I love that. He just keeps walking forward.
Running at him.
Dodges the charm because Rookie predicts the juke. Very nicely done there by the Shy. Knowing that him and his team aren't contesting the Herald, tries to make a play on the opposite side of the map. But as I say that, maybe they are contesting this Herald. In comes SOFM. It's going to be a 50-50. I don't even know who won that. I think it was Karsa in the end. As V5 grabbed that for themselves. Karsa trying to walk away with that Herald in pocket. On wants to punish over the wall. Angel is here with the Azir. But unfortunately, don't have the damage, don't have the confidence to go for the play right now.
Yeah, not bad from V5 though. They get that Herald. They're able to get out alive. The Shy on the opposite end though. Really Giga Chad walks up to Rookie underneath his tower. Knows he has ult. I guess that's what he's trying to force out. Does eventually get Rookie to base though, and that's the important thing. Picks up the tower. And with that, he is going to base and probably have a fair amount of gold to spend for himself.
Yes.
So
yeah. On that note as well, as we see people sort of recalling and spending a bit of gold with Drake coming up in 20 seconds, let's kind of recap where we're at in the game because, we talked about the Senna struggling for damage early. The Umbral Glaive with a couple of long swords finish. She will start to do a bit of damage, getting some souls stacked up for herself. As I don't know why we're fighting for Herald that's already dead currently. Drake is about to spawn, and you can see SOFM already on the scene. Karsa, not interested in that Drake. I think he's just going to slam Herald top here.
Yeah, I think Herald top looks like the angle here for V5. It's just the Cloud Dragon, right? Both teams have one dragon apiece. Soul is a very, very long time away. Seems like that will just be the trade across the map. Whether or not Angel kind of just tries to yield this, you can see he's defending it really, really deep. He's not trying to go too far up. And I think just very slowly but surely V5 will just get this tower. Just going to take a couple of waves. Obviously, the dragon's already gone. Maybe Weibo kind of defend this. SFM has obviously done the dragon. He's pathing back up towards the top side. But Karsa is now showing face with that Herald. It seems like they will finally just pick up this tower.
They really want to not use the Herald, right? They really want to just finish this tower off, and they will be able to do so. SFM not here in time. And some decent vision there. You can see a ward on the red buff, for example, as Karsa will just go for the reset. SFM finally spotted out. He's on the blast cone, but little does he know, he's completely spotted. Oh, Rich doesn't dodge away from the stun. Here's an all-in from the Shy. Flash available for him, but he doesn't need it. He's got leap strikes for now, as here comes the Hallowed Mist. It ain't even nearly enough, because Counter-Strike's activation means that he dodges auto attacks.
And this is what I was saying, right? Like, the fact... Beforehand, we were talking about how Rich could maybe get ahead. Then it's, Weibo that put all the resources to get Shy ahead, and now he's almost level 13. The Counter-Strike is almost maxed out, and I think it's like something ridiculous, like a 6-second cooldown, something along those lines. You had a skirmish, actually, in the top side, picture. It looks like just flashes exchange between the mid lanes there. So very crucial information to know potentially for the next dragon.
Photic is not a normal human being, man. He just goes aggressive. He is not afraid of a 2v2. He is not afraid of a 1v3, I don't think. He just goes in. Just uses that ultimate. Wins a 2v1 somehow in the mid lane. Like, Photic, he's a machine.
Yes, he is indeed. So many very aggressive ADs today, but let's just get a look at this 1v1 as Rich just doesn't really have the damage to stand up to this. And to be fair, a lot of damage returned on that, 4-stack snip and the final part of Needlework, but unfortunately, the problem is so much of your damage in between that comes from those auto attacks, and the counter-strike comes up, and he's not really able to return anything, and Rich just doesn't have the health bar to work with. And it's just going to get worse on the side lane. The Shy is only going to get stronger. He's just going to eventually start to stat check him. Has a bit of a garage sale going on in his inventory, though. I'm not really too sure what to make of it. I guess it's Hullbreaker. He's going to have Frozen Heart. He's just going, down on multiple paths to get to where.
At the end of the day, we're talking about the Shy's builds here. Look at this team from Weibo, right? With SOFM, with the Shy at the top side as well. You can never predict what's going to be built by any of these players. They build what they please. Herald going to get a charge down in the mid lane here. Maybe a pick onto SOFM as well. Has that ultimate available. They cleared the Herald and devoured by On at the last possible second. SOFM survives. Angel has arrived on the scene, but they decide not to pull the trigger in the end. I wasn't sure if Angel would go for a crazy play there. Didn't have flash available though, so deciding it's best not to for the time being.
Yeah, without flash, I think it's just too risky to flip. SOFM regenning up with the red buff. Casa really wants an inset.
Casa gets the kick! And it's a beautiful pick onto Huanfeng. The charm as well onto SOFM. There's an Everfrost across everyone as Rookie gets one for himself. Angel next on the chopping block. There's an Orb of Deception as Rookie escapes with his life. The Shy just goes in! Flashes forward against 5! I don't know about that one, mate, but at the end of the day, V5 get the play.
I can respect the cojones from the Shy to flash forward with the counter-strike, but man, you don't have any follow-up. It's never going to work out. And now they're on the Baron. Red-White is there for Photic. It's a 2 versus 5, but the health bars are low. I think they can actually dissuade this with shoulders. Oh, it's such a flip.
Oh, I don't know. It's a TP coming in. On trying to move forward. Dawning Shadow, though. Casa dies. Casa is down, as is Angel, though. It's a 1-for-1 now. On getting chased away. Deep water dive over the wall, keeps himself alive. Baron down to 3k. Casa isn't here. Rich 1 HP. The bailout isn't going to save him. Rich is down, and Huanfeng snipes it out on the center. V5 in shambles.
Are you kidding me? What fun! No! V5, you can't let that happen. They just tried and execute the Baron. Casa died eons ago. Rich dies to Baron damage. I don't know, V5. That was a head scratcher if I've ever seen one. Weibo now, they're the ones with the Baron. They win the side lane as well with the Shy. They have a legitimate pop back into this game. It felt like V5 outside of the side lane were very limited on options, but they were kind of spoon-fed the opportunity to pick up this Baron. But it just turns into an absolute nightmare. But let's get a look at the replay. This kick from Casa was absolutely beautiful. Huanfeng removed from the team fight, and the follow-up is also pretty excellent as well. I think Casa's able to get out with the bailout. I actually missed that. The Empress Divide is a great disengage. But let's just look at this, because it's Angel on 2 versus 5. Teleport comes back in from Rookie. Oh, it's done already.
Oh my god, Honor's been picked. Drake is up on the map. Man, I wanted to watch that replay so badly. On gets picked off. Drake now. SFM is alive. Pulled in with the handshake here. It's 4v5, but Weibo don't look like they want to back away just now. Here we go. SFM over the wall. Can he find the steal? No. Casa grabs it. Hostile takeover goes out. Rich charges on towards Huanfeng, but rooted up.
Angel.
Can't follow up anymore. Everyone's stuck in here. The Shy goes in with Angel. The solo laners of Weibo show them what they're made of. Photic stuck over the wall here as SOFM gets the resets. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but Weibo are dominating the fights.
Weibo are taking over this game right now. Rookie could be in danger. SOFM not going to be able to get an auto attack down for the Red Smite to connect. Rookie's going to be able to walk away from that one. I think they lost the dragon in the end. Actually, I can't even remember. This game has been hectic for the last 3 minutes. But it's Angel and the Shy that just pick on everybody inside the pit. There's no flashes available to get out of that one. PP God, Photic, Casa, everybody lost their flashes in that previous exchange. And they're just sitting ducks inside of the pit. Weibo, I mean, they're only 4k up, but man, such an explosion of gold considering where they were like 5-6 minutes ago. It's an absolutely huge swing of gold.
And crucially, like, what a level up from Weibo. It feels like this is a team that there are many series where they really don't perform. But when they are up against V5, when they're up against some nemesis for these players, they step up big time. The Shy does not want to lose this game.
No, he does not. And even in a 4v5, right, Rich goes forward. He's on top of Huang Fan. That's great. SOFM does his best to try and keep him away. And you can see Angel already just kind of corralled the entirety of V5 with those soldiers, chunked them out a little bit more. And then they just go in and murder them inside the pit as a 2 versus 4. Excellent stuff from the solo laners of Weibo.
Oh, yeah, that was almost a disaster, honestly. Because Angel knocked Rookie and Photic over that wall. If they couldn't finish off Photic, that could have been disastrous for Weibo, but managing to make the play. I love the Angel willing to pull the trigger alongside the Shy. And this is what I said in Champ Select. This is why I love watching Angel on Azir. He's one of the few players that I actually enjoy watching Azir on because he is so willing to make those plays. He does it all game long and managing to do it again. Weibo now. In the driver's seat, it has to be said, they're almost 5,000 gold up in this game. Closer to 4, really, but 2 items on Angel. 2 items finished off on Huanfeng as well. And you can see that he's adopted the Photic strategy. He started farming himself here. Castle wants a pick onto the Shy, but he won't be able to find it for the time being. How do we play this one out, Jamada? Put your eyes in the perspective of Weibo. What is the port of call? How do they finish this one off and get a significant upset here against V5?
I mean, right now, I think you've got 2 minutes on the Baron, 2 minutes on the Dragon. For now, I think you definitely want to try and get Huanfeng to Rapid Fire Cannon. Angel is sat at 2 items. PP gold? All right, I'm going to ignore that one. Angel's about to hit 2 items, or 3 items, rather. And I think once they hit that next threshold in damage, then they're definitely going to look to kind of just continue doing what they're doing. Slowly choke V5 out of vision, right? Because I think face checking into Weibo right now as V5 is definitely going to feel very scary. In fact, they actually only really have Lee Sin, right? They can only really rely on Lee to try and get inside the pit. Blue wards to try and gain themselves a little bit of vision. Not the picture-in-picture.
Yeah. I mean, production are brutal in games like this. It's always the way. They love to pick on the players a little bit. Damage onto this top tier 2 right now, but V5, they are here in force to defend. In the meantime, 1v1, Rich maybe found his opportunity, but Counter-Strike comes on out. Oh, the Zhonya's. Perfect timing there from Rich Dawning Shadow. If Rich hadn't used that stopwatch, 100% he dies.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, credit to Rich for making that one look as close as it was. Great stopwatch as well. You have to remember, it's 3 items to 2. And it's actually a Morello coming out of Rich, which I guess trying to cut down the Divine Thunder healing. That's my best guess. Rookie.
Okay.
Forced to use the
SOFM
ultimate.
is not all over the wall. That's a 1v1 between the jungler and the enemy mid laner, and SOFM was basically winning it, just couldn't commit any further. In the meantime, though, the pressure has meant that the Shy can take a tower in that bottom side, wants to go for a reset. Drake up in 45 seconds. He wanted to go for a reset, and then Krug spawned. You know how it is, guys. Like, sometimes, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta Krug a little.
Look. CS per numbers. Per minute. I am the Shy. I'm split pushing. I take all the resources on the side lane. I am Giga Chad. That's how he's playing right now. And to be fair, despite Rich making that one look pretty damn close, he's still 2 levels up. You can't really deny that. Just Shy. He's having a pretty spectacular game. 3v3 scoreline wouldn't really indicate it. Now, Weibo, they've got control of the mid lane waves. Kasa has snuck in again. Potentially,
he
but
loves
Weibo,
that spot, doesn't he? He loves that little play. As the Shy's found Rich this time. I'm not really sure who's found who, but I know who's winning it. The Shy just pounds him down with a lamppost. And now into the bottom side of the river. Weibo can go, maybe even up towards that top side. Baron is available, remember.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the poor call. You don't necessarily care about the Dragon, but you also don't want to give over the free chance for V5 to hit a soul, right? So pick this one up, secure it for free. Rich is still dead for 25 seconds. They could maybe look to rotate over towards this Baron, pick up Rich's teleport, force that one out. The Shy has found Rookie, but he has ult and flash.
Yes, he has. He is not going to let this one go for free. There's the stun with the Counter-Strike. The Shy goes in, bit of damage onto Rookie, but maybe caught out himself as Karsa goes wide on the Q here. Counter-Strike available, but Karsa kicks the Shy to keep his mid laner safe. Now Angel arrives. The Shy goes back in again. He just has no restraint. He's programmed alternatively, and now Weibo, as you say, transition up towards the top side where that Baron lays waiting.
Whatever the Shy had for breakfast, I want it. I'm going to need some of that very soon. This man is on a mission to try and take down V5 in this first game of their series. As they're onto the Baron. The 3 iron marks have come in. Actually, Huanfeng just a little bit short, but again, Azir, Leandries, they're burning through it. V5 are here. It's going to be late. It's 4K already. Let's see what they can get done.
It looks like Weibo not really willing to flip this one. They're going to back away. Hostile takeover is there, but Angel denies the engage. Oh, big damage out from Photic, though. That Inferno Moonlight Vigil was massive. The Shy on the flank, but realizing this ain't one he can go for. Great play from V5 to dissuade the Baron.
Yeah, and I mean, we was talking about how Weibo would maybe want to wait to hit a couple more IM spikes, those 3 IM spikes, just to be super strong and sure of their carries to win out in the 4v4s, maybe the 5v5s. But also, Photic, 3 items as well. He has the Infinity Edge Lord Dom's Gale Force. They're starting up the Baron. Weibo know. Do Weibo know?
They've done it so sneakily. PP God moved over to clear vision in the river to make it look like they were just setting up. In the meantime, Karsa and Photic kick this one off. Angel drops a ward in though. Now full vision. SOFM is here, has the ultimate available. He goes into the pit, but Karsa smites it. And it's a pick onto SOFM. 1 for 1, in fact, is Angel now trying to chase down onto Rich. There's a slow. The Gwen, using the skip and slash, try to escape. The Shy doesn't stop. He doesn't slow down. He just goes forward. Stun onto Rich. Now having to back away, though. Is Angel alongside him? No ultimate. It's just come up. It's just become available now. Deep water dive from On. Finds Rookie in the brush. It's a 4v4 in the top lane. No objective. They just want blood. Angel moving forward. Rich trying to get damage down onto the Azir. The Shy goes in, but the hostile takeover denies it. Angel finds one. In the meantime, the Shy pushed away. Photic, big damage onto the team, but the Shy there with the evasion. Photic is down, and Weibo find yet another play. On now, chasing forward. He wants a little bit more, but the charm will save Rookie's life, but will it save the game?
The Shy and Angel are too strong. V5 sneak away, slip away with the Baron, just about on a couple of members. But man, I don't feel like they're going to be too happy about the position they're in. It all starts, though, with Weibo trying to pick on this Baron. Great disengage with the Emperor's Divide, but look at Photic's. Oh my god. It is so much damage. What an insane Inferno. And then it all kicks off once On returns to the topside fight. They find out Rookie. The Shy, it's unlucky timing with the flash. He should have definitely connected with that. In my opinion, the animation was still going through. Rookie, though, able to get away with a couple more of those Spirit Rushes. On the bottom side of the fight, Angel able to disengage, and that, honestly,
hang on.
Ultimate, oh no.
It's all kicked off live.
He's dead again.
Oh, that's a trade. Rookie for On. That is not a trade that V5 want to make any day of the week. And remember, this is V5. This is the team that does not lose games. This is the team that only plays seriously. And Weibo, now, are trying to push them to a deficit in the series. Karsa trying to find the Shy. Yeah. He's 1v3, and I think I take those odds. Karsa kicks him back, though. Photic has the damage. The Shy jumps back onto Karsa, uses the Grandmaster's Might. What else can he do? Onto Photic. Oh my god! He finds the sun. Does he have the damage? Oh my days, the bailout is there, and Photic will survive. That took 4 people from V5, and the Shy almost won it.
4 people, 2 ultimates, 1 redemption, and the Shy still almost gets a kill. My goodness, he is so scary on this Jax, man. And he still has 1 more item to get. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
Only can get
let's just take a second, Age of Honor. Right,
yeah.
We've got Drake coming up in 40 seconds. I just want to remind everyone that Weibo, this is a team that are 5-4 in the standings. This is a team that has no right to challenge V5 in this way. But look how much pressure these V5 players are on. Rookie making an uncharacteristic mistake there, sending 4 people to deal with the Shy, but in 20 seconds this Drake is up, and V5 would love to push themselves to Soul Point as well. The Shy has TP available.
Yes, he does, once he comes back up, and V5 right now, they have the first move towards the river. I really want to try and see if Rookie can slip into a bit of Fog of War here, but unfortunately he's on the wards as he tries to do so. And the rest of Weibo, they're just going to try and enter through the mid lane. I think Photic's not going to have the best set of guns unless he swaps over to Infernum on the next rotation. Otherwise, he's going to be a little bit screwed. There you go. That's really nice. And now he can try and find a bit of AoE, but the Shy's on the flank.
Yeah, they're flanked by the Shy right now. As SFM's in the pit, this would be solved for Weibo. It's taken by Huanfeng of all people. Last thing I was expecting is the Shy uses the evasion, gets a 3-man stun. Now has to retreat to the rest of his team, but he's just still going. He's just hitting Photic in the face. There's nothing Photic can do about it. Taken down. And Weibo just waltz over V5. They make it look easy. V5, the undefeated top team in the LPL, getting eradicated by Weibo.
the manner of which Weibo have been winning these fights in this game, if you told me that the nameplates were swapped around and it was V5 on the red side and Weibo on blue, I would have believed you. What an amazing performance from Weibo. And the Shy, we highlighted the potential for wanting to take down V5 specifically just because Rookie is on the lineup. And he has been having an absolute stormer of a game. Weibo, as a unit, have had an absolutely fantastic game. And they are going to take game 1 off of V5. The third game V5 have even dropped this entire split munch.
What a performance coming out from Weibo here. People always ask me why I love this team. That right there is why, because the ceiling is absurd. Weibo on their best day, one of the best teams in the world. Unfortunately, they don't usually replicate that.